Tonight, our special transmission as at least 10 Israeli soldiers have committed suicide since the onset of war. Assalamu alaikum and good evening. This is Muslim News Canada on Muslim Network TV. I'm Aisha Ashraf. Today is the 258th day since the onset of Israel's war. Palestinian Health Ministry reports in the past 24 hours, Israeli military operations have killed 24 Palestinians. 71 civilians have been injured. Israeli airstrikes have targeted the Al-Mawasi town on the fourth day of Eid al-Adha. The area is a declared safe zone in southern Gaza. Eyewitnesses say children were asleep when the attack occurred, setting parts of the camp ablaze. The attack killed 7 people. Israeli forces also bombed dozens of houses in the Saudi and Tel Sultan neighborhoods in the west of Rafah. In the central Gaza Strip, artillery and warplanes have targeted areas near the Nuseirat refugee camp, causing multiple casualties. Palestinian officials are demanding the release of 310 health workers allegedly subjected to torture by Israeli forces. In the occupied West Bank, Israeli forces have arrested 35 Palestinians. This brings the total number of arrests during the Eid al-Adha holiday to 90. The death toll from Israel's war continues to rise at an alarming rate. At the time of writing, at least 37,396 Palestinians have been killed. A revised report by the United Nations estimates another 10,000 civilians are buried under the rubble. 85,523 have been injured. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has dissolved the war cabinet. The cabinet was overseeing the Gaza assaults. The development came after the departure of key member Benny Gantz over disputes on war management. Gantz, who joined in unity during early stages of war, left due to frustrations with Netanyahu's strategy. The move signals Netanyahu's increasing reliance on ultranationalist allies. Smaller forums will replace the cabinet for sensitive security decisions. This will accommodate far-right allies who oppose ceasefire and advocate reoccupation of Gaza. The U.S. is intensifying efforts to prevent expanding war in the Middle East as tensions between Israel and Lebanon's militant group escalate. White House envoy Amos Hochstein has emphasized the urgent need to halt cross-border hostilities. His comments came following discussions with Lebanese officials and Hezbollah allies. Hochstein says President Biden aims to avoid further escalation. Hochstein is urging for swift diplomatic resolutions amid Hezbollah's recent drone strike on an Israeli tank. The U.S. State Department is advancing proposals, including a Gaza ceasefire initiative. UN Human Rights Chief Volker Turk has expressed concern at a severe decline in living conditions for Palestinians. Speaking at the Human Rights Council, Turk has warned over the escalating violence initiated by Jewish settlers in the West Bank. Nearly 520 Palestinians have been killed since October in incidents involving Israeli forces and settlers. These incidents have also targeted children. 133 children have been killed in these altercations. Recent events include Israeli military operations in Ramallah and Al-Bireh. These operations resulted in multiple arrests. There have been reports of killings of Palestinians on a daily basis. On average, 35 Palestinians have been arrested every day since the onset of the war. As of June 1st, more than 9,100 Palestinians were in Israeli detention. A 21-year-old soldier has taken his life publicly. His death comes just 2 days after being discharged from duty in Gaza. The reservist reportedly struggled with post-traumatic stress disorder. This incident follows a recent suicide of another soldier, Eliran Mizrahi. Mizrahi was also suffering with PTSD after fighting in Gaza. Reports suggest Mizrahi took his life to avoid redeployment. The Israeli media has highlighted concerns over a string of suicides among soldiers. At least 10 suicide cases have been reported since October. The Israeli army is facing criticism for allegedly suppressing information on these events. Navi Pillay, chairwoman of the UN-backed Commission of Inquiry, is accusing Israel of committing war crimes and crimes against humanity in Gaza. Pillay made the allegations while addressing the UN Human Rights Council in Geneva. The Commission's report covers events since the start of Israel's war in October last year. It identifies numerous crimes committed by Israeli forces, including starvation as a method of warfare. Pillay says Israel has forcibly transferred almost the entire population into small enclosures that are unsafe and uninhabitable. She has highlighted Israel's deliberate use of heavy weaponry in densely populated areas. She's calling it an intentional attack on civilians. She has also detailed acts of sexual and gender-based violence committed by Israeli forces. Pillay says these horrific acts are aimed at humiliating and subjugating the Palestinian community. She says these findings are not isolated incidents, but part of a broader pattern of abuse. She has also accused Hamas fighters for committing crimes such as murder, torture, and taking prisoners. The Commission's next reports will address attacks on healthcare facilities and the impact on children's education in Gaza. It will be presented at the UN General Assembly in New York. Toby Cadman, an international human rights lawyer, describes the report as strong and compelling. He is urging Western capitals to reconsider their support for Israel. Ibrahim Qureshi, Palestinian ambassador to the UN, has thanked the Commission for its investigation. A 54-year-old man has been charged with hate crime for causing disruption at the downtown mosque in Hamilton, Ontario. The man entered the mosque on the weekend. He made hate-related comments and tore up a copy of the Quran before leaving. The mosque's board condemns the incident. The Muslim Association of Hamilton says the community should show unity against such hate-motivated acts. Police investigation is ongoing. An advertising van in Toronto has sparked outrage by displaying images of Muslims praying accompanied by Islamophobic messages. The captions on the screens read, "Is this Yemen? Is this Syria?" Then they read, "No, this is Canada. Wake up, Canada, you are under siege." The National Council of Canadian Muslims is calling the campaign dangerous. The group is calling for a police investigation. They are urging that political leaders denounce such hate speech immediately. The video has received backlash on social media. Some users condemn racism and Islamophobia. Others are calling for unity and respect. Thank you for watching. We need your support for donations. Please scan the QR code on our broadcast or visit muslimnetwork.tv to donate now, so we can continue to amplify the voices of Muslims in Canada and abroad.